Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting our economy ready for steel frame construction. We should be very close to being done with that. In fact, yes, our glassworks are pretty much in the process of being completed. And we're working on those steel mills now. We got oil and perm. Encourage this trend. Oil is the future. So now with this, I think we should be able to get a few more. Ooh, an anti-Bengali association has formed. Oh. Bengali has formed a united front. Bengal has their own power block. Consisting of just Bengal. Alright, it's a military treaty. Interesting. Very interesting. The Empire of Korea is damaging relations. Their liberty desire is going down, but obviously it's very high right now. So, you know, we'll need to deal with that. Let's go ahead and flip a few more of our construction sectors over to steel frame. And we'll see what that does to our market. Price of glass is still going way, way up. Price of steel is holding solid, however. So I'm feeling confident overall in our ability to win this. And by win this, I mean successfully switch over to a new technology. Liberia is likely to increase autonomy. Let me see, their liberty desire is actually going up. So let's go ahead and... I can't fund lobbies. Why can't I fund lobbies? Because I need better relations. So let's improve relations. And... can I bankroll them? No, because I need better relations. Diplomacy is poor, but getting better. Wild wells in Stavropol. Blowouts, oil fires, and other lethal accidents are becoming more common as the hunt for oil in Stavropol continues to grow more ruthless. You think you've seen fire, but you've never seen fire like this, he said, giving the young man a stern look. And you better pray you don't, because if you haven't been out on the oil fields, the only place you'd ever see it is hell itself. Where there is oil, there will be blood. Or, so this gives us 20% extra mortality, industrialists happy, trade unions angry. Or pressure the owners to take a more careful approach. Reduce throughput, trade union opinion goes up, industrialist opinion goes down. I can tolerate the industrialist opinion going down. But I don't need to, I'm an autocrat. Where there's oil, there will be blood. We'll form a petrostate, I don't care. Empire of Korea might try something, so I need to be conscientious. Okay. No. So Empire of Korea is requesting greater autonomy. If accepted, they'll become a protectorate and reduce their liberty desire by 30, establish a bidirectional truce, and deteriorate relations by 20. If declined, it'll deteriorate relations by 30, increase their liberty desire by 10. I'm going to decline. So that will increase their liberty desire, but their liberty desire is going down, and relations are still cordial. So I'm going to start improving them. I am granting them knowledge sharing right now. And can I support... Can I fund lobbies? I'm going to fund lobbies. That's going to cost us a pile of cash, but it is what it is. And once we've got Liberia up north of 20... There's the war with Messina. Once we've got Liberia north of 20... relations, we'll be able to fund lobbies there as well, and that'll help out our situation significantly. So she'll be able to win against Messina here, and that'll give us an open path to conquering fascist Senegal. They've done the same. I'm going to decline for them as well. Well, actually, they want to be a dominion instead of a puppet. I actually don't mind that one bit. It would reduce relations, but I can always recover relations. Give us a truce for 5 years. You know what? We'll do it. You know what, Liberia? You can be a dominion. I'm perfectly happy with having dominions. I don't feel any need to force countries to be puppets. I'm perfectly happy to have dominions. Infamy's looking pretty good. I always feel like I wind up... I wonder what's going on with this. I wonder if I... Hold on. Alexander Romanov. He's imposing. Reduced infamy decay. He's the peacemaker. I always feel like I wind up with less infamy than I think I will. Marching against peace. Protesters inspired by the fierce rhetoric of Konstantin Pobedonostsev Konstantin Pobedonostsev have carried out a march in St. Petersburg, calling for military intervention against the communist regime in Italy. What began as a few dozen shouting men in the streets swelled to a corpus numbering the thousands. What began as a peaceful demonstration grew to chants of fire and fury, all baying for blood. What began as a show of fear transformed into a call for action. Their demands were simple: tear out the Italian menace, no matter the cost. We must save the Italian people for themselves. This gives us war fever. Reduces relations with Italy, increases radicals from standard of living, and makes lower stardom pops become more radical. Gives us extra maneuvers and reduce war exhaustion from casualties. I don't think either of those is that useful. Or the people's energies are best spent in something more constructive. Upper stardom pops in Ingria become more radical. You know what? We are a dangerous warmonger. We must save the Italian people from themselves. Let me see. Is Italy my rival? They're not. Let's rival Italy. Can I rival Italy? They're a major. Suppose I cannot. Oh, because relations are too good. Well, let's start damaging relations then. We can go after Italy. We can go after Italy in the name of anti-communism. So relations are poor with Liberia. Their liberty desire is still going up, but I think they'll get going down pretty soon. Liberty desire, not relations. I don't want relations going down. I want relations going up. Undeserved blame. Some Russian people are unfairly blaming the poor living conditions in Mogilev on their Ashkenazi neighbors. They say we've taken all the jobs, but we make it impossible for them to earn a fair wage, but we suffer just as much as them. We must all learn to live together, minus 5% authority, or ignore it, minus 1 standard of living for Ashkenazi and Mogilev. You know, I'm going to go with the first one. I got huge piles of authority that I have nothing to do with. That's completely fine. My attack on, is this? Oh, you know what? I didn't set my armies to advance again. Let's go ahead and quickly do that before I completely forget. Because, boy howdy, that could have been... I could have been in that war a long time without realizing that all of my armies were set to defend. Most of them are good to go, actually. Alright. Perfect. And then, Second Coastal Defense Force needs another leader. Let me see, you're a persistent supply requisitions expert. And then, let's see. Second Corps needs a new leader. I'm going to go with this meticulous stalwart defender here. He seems like the right call. Leonid Grzinski. Alright, so now we're moving forward in this war. There are battles being fought, our enemies are losing, and we are winning. That should be good. So our two options going forward are I can conquer fascist Senegal, which would be an interesting path. Another option is I can go after Italy and do something over there. Ooh, we got a City of Plenty event. Wonderful. The most prominent members of Tambov high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone. The noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, smoke blends with the clouds, and a distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. I can do Let Them Celebrate, which gives me 10% extra loyalists among the upper stardom pops, or I can get 25% instead, and bet that standard of living will stay high for the upper strata. You know I'm going to do that second one, because I always do. I just realized I have not been resetting production methods in these conquered territories, so let's go ahead and do that. And are we short on infrastructure here? We are. Let's go ahead and... I know I've got a decree kicking around somewhere. Yes, we can leave that, and we can put that in here. That'll be just fine. And I don't need to be promoting road maintenance in Shanxi anymore. Shanxi should be just fine on infrastructure at this stage. Alright, and the war in Messina looks like it's going rock solid, so I'm very pleased about that. As part of my trying to get Korea feeling better, I'm going to reduce their subject payments. Always time to increase that later. And for Liberia, I'm going to do the same. I'm also going to exempt Liberia from service. And that should get their liberty desire. It's not going down, but it's going up much slower now. What is this? Oh, a liberal revolt in Romania. Well, goodness. Russia to the rescue. We see they got 12 battalions. Let's go ahead and mobilize Yotelny Gvardievsky Corps. I'm not going to lie and pretend I know everything that's going on with that. How to pronounce that name perfectly, but I'm doing my best. Alright. Communist criminality. Rumors about the atrocities of communists in Italy have reached the Russian press, with reports about crimes against humanity and stacked corpses filling the front pages of newspapers. Did you hear the bombings the other day? This time it was a lawyer, one of the big ones, advising the government. Another one? Heavens, that's the third this month. This is supposed to be a safe country. Safe? Bah! Not with these communist rats running around. They'll kill us all if we don't kneel down first. Who knew that the people could be so barbaric? Russian relations towards Italy deteriorate by 25. Well, they ought to publish something else for once. Deteriorate by 5, gentry assembly weaker. I'm going to go with the first one. So, Italy. It would be 32.5 infamy to regime change them. Which would be a lot. I wonder what the other great powers of Europe would say if I did, though. Versus how they would treat it if I just tried to... There's pump jacks. Wonderful. Okay, so now we can get the private sector investing in oil. And I say the private sector because I'm sure as heck not gonna. Enjoy. Ooh. Well, would you look at this? An Italian religious revolt. Excellent. So now, before I get involved in this, let's make sure... Okay, they're a universal suffrage monarchy under Emperor Saverio Vignali. Alright. Let's improve relations. And relations with Italy. Italy are neutral. I'm going to stop damaging relations to keep my available influence high. And we'll keep a close watch on this, because I am for sure going to intervene. Alright. Italian religious revolt. You don't want anything. Nothing? Really? Nothing I can get from you? Russia will stand against communism. So we'll put the first corps, and we'll put the second corps in here, and we'll put the 8th Army in here. We'll pull the Baltic Fleet back from America to the Mediterranean. We'll pull the Pacific Fleet back from America to the Pacific. We'll put the Black Sea Fleet in the Bay of Biscay, just in case Spain decides to get fighting, and then we'll see how things go. Spain sides with Italy. No one is surprised by this. Spain, not my rivals, but not great relationed. Not people I have great relations with either. Alright, beautiful. So the war in Messina is good to go. And we finished building out our stuff here. I'm going to bite the bullet. Ooh, excellent. I'm going to bite the bullet and just convert all my construction sectors over to steel frame. Reduce relations with Messina. That nobody should be surprised by this. We'll reset production methods in eastern Mali. A bunch of people are declaring neutrality in my play over here in Romania. Not much of a play. I'm just defending Romania from invasion by liberals. By Wallachian liberals. So, we'll go ahead and put the Black Sea Fleet at Gibraltar, so that we can have what we want to have. I'll probably invade with the first corps. Unless, of course, Spain has a huge force over here in Italy, in which case we'll stay there. Alright, there's the Liberal Revolt popping off. Let's go ahead and put the 9th Russian Army. We're here as well. Just keep the force comparisons strong. And we've got an event. Booming oil industry. The recent expansion of the oil rigs in Stavropol has boosted confidence in Russia's future as an oil producer. If our ancestors had seen machines powered by a black flammable liquid bursting forth from the earth, they would surely have called our technological marvels the work of the devil. Thank God we live in such enlightened times. Get every drop from those wells, extra oil extractors throughput, or we'll find more things to put oil in, extra progress on combustion engine. I'm going to do the second one. Let's make combustion engine happen. And then oil. Oil discovery in Cheboksary. Encourage this trend. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but that's alright. These things happen. Well, Spain is damaging relations, which, you know... Oh, goodness. We got an army with low org. Oh, we got an army that doesn't need to exist. We got an army with low org because nobody wants that army to be there. Alright, so... Units are moving. Units are moving. 2 arms. So, we're going to go ahead and... This is the 5th Corps. Invade southern Spain. And then we're going to grab this fleet and invade Valencia, eastern Spain, with the 1st Corps. And that should get Spain out of this thing. And once Spain is out of this thing, we should be able to beat Italy no problem. Haha, now they're running troops back. Oh. They're actually winning against me over there. That's okay, that's okay. The goal is Italy. Italy's the area that matters. And we're winning over here in Romania, which is very good. That should sort itself out pretty soon. So overall, I'm feeling pretty confident. Feeling pretty rock solid, actually. Beautiful. Nice. Excellent. Perfect. Alright, and that means this army is going over to Italy as well, which will be just fine. I really need to get myself landing craft, don't I? That might be necessary. Yeah, forced Mariners seems really good now. Now that Spain has been forced to flee back to Spain with its tail between its legs. I say as they defeat me in a defensive action in northeastern Spain as I try to land troops. That's alright. Again, once Italy capitulates, life will be just fine. This event is really gross, and I'm not going to read it. The testimony seems highly suspect. That one we're gonna leave. If you want to read it on your own Steam, that's fine. I'm not gonna. Ooh. Diplomatic play in North India. Bengal wants to take some states. Oh my goodness! I think this is Bengal trying to form India, and Britain is trying to take Hyderabad and Gujarat. That's very interesting. I can't support... I could potentially support Bengal. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm kind of in a big war, and I'm kind of trying to save Italy from communism over here. George Clemenceau has been exiled from France. Well, isn't that something? Alright. So I can support Bengal. I don't have any offers. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Darn it. Well, I guess I can't get involved. Never mind. Just flat out terrible dumb clicking. Dynam requests that we support their independence. You know what? I will. Dynam, there's no reason you should need to be a British puppet. You should be a Russian puppet instead. Well, I kind of bungled that situation in Bengal, but, you know, maybe someone else will step in. If not, Britain will start carving off pieces of Bengal, and if they do, then I'll just go ahead and start carving off pieces of Bengal myself. Two can play at the game of carving off chunks of Bengal. Tell you what. They added a bunch more war goals. Golly. That's fun. You get 'em, Bengal. I completely goofed up supporting you. I was trying to click the other button. I was thinking I was clicking the other button. Yep. This is my bad play arc for sure. Alright, and now... those armies have all error-handled themselves back to Russia. Well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. They're losing 10 war support per week, the communist side. So hopefully Italy will be back in the hands of a holy kingdom within the next few weeks. And that will be just fine for us. I'm down to 13 infamy, so I could go on some more adventures in Africa. Which I think I will do. Waldeck, can't be bothered. The Trucial States, can't be bothered. Bengal, sorry. I flew too close to the sun with you. With you, Bengal. Oh my goodness, there's a religious revolt in Greece. Well, I will need to handle this for sure. So let's just grab the Gvardiski Corps and put them in place, and that'll handle it. And then what else we got? We got something going on in Hanover. Can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. Beautiful. Italian religious revolt now leads the Grand Coalition. And this has ended the Red Scare. Because Italy is no longer a communist country. We're improving relations already, so we'll continue to do that. And now, let's just see if we took over fascist Senegal. They're already in a war of annexation. Alright, so never mind. I can't just steal Senegal, but I'm in the way of French Senegal getting over here, so that's why things are going the way they're going. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what becomes of the situation. So what about taking over Kabu? I could grab the entire country for 13.3 infamy. I'm almost low enough infamy to do that. And Scandinavia is having a Prussian uprising, which I could support in exchange for a little bit of territory, which I might do just because I'm a scoundrel in Europe. Spain, nice fight. Let's do it again sometime. Oh my gosh, all my armies are going to Greece. Alright, so... Well, they can't give me war goals. Oh, because they're an uprising. Well... Tragic. I guess I'll just have to go after Scandinavia on my own time. I'm actually going to wait for the war in Greece to close out before I start anything in Africa, because I don't want... Oh, Trarza is independent. Prussia, how could you? How could you do this, Prussia? How could you do this to me? I've been improving relations with you since the 70s. Very well. If it is war Prussia desires, let them have war. So this is a big change in the overall situation over here. And this means, unfortunately, that I'm going to need to get more involved in Europe, because Prussia might be trying to be Prussian, and we just can't have that. We just can't have that. 2 arms. Alright, so let's keep our eye on this situation over here. It looks like relations with Korea are improving. Relations with Liberia are improving, so hopefully those 2 countries will not need to have any kind of additional work done with them. Again, I don't want to get involved in anything else just because all my armies are mobilized and it's costing me a lot of cash. I'm trying to get them demobilized. I don't want to have to deal with the extra buffer and everything. So we're just going to kind of try to win here, and once we get a hold of the rest of this territory, that'll make our armies feel a lot better. I'm hoping. Once Greece is secure, Greece will be secure, and we'll all be happy to be together. In a world with a solid Greece that is not in the middle of a civil war. Hopefully this will be a short civil war. Hopefully we'll be home by Christmas. There we go. We'll be home by Christmas. I must say... There we go. I must say, finances are not doing as great as I would like, but we're almost at the end of our construction queue, so actually, I'm feeling pretty good about our finances generally, and they should be improving significantly as we get farther forward here. Scandinavia, you in that war? They're not. They already won. Exciting. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I'm actually over time again. It's already September. So, options for expansion are Trarza and Kabu. If we grab Trarza, that's only 10.4 infamy. Well, we'll see. We'll see about options for expansion in Africa in the next episode. Easy targets are Trarza, Kabu, and Futa Jalon, but we'll deal with it next time. For now, I've had fun. I hope you've had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.